Hey, everybody, I'm Leon Thomas. You're here for another episode of Real Thoughts and Conversations. Today, a little different style conversation. We're going to talk to Dr. AJ Anderson, a professor of sport management at Bowie State University. You're here for Real Thoughts and Conversations. Here we go. Welcome again to Real Thoughts and Conversations. I'm your host, Leon Thomas. Be sure to watch season number 3 of Real Thoughts and Conversations. That's going to start on Tuesday, September 5th. Stay tuned here to the Leon Thomas Group YouTube page to learn more about it. Today, we have a special guest. We have Dr. AJ Anderson, a professor of sport management from Bowie University, joining us today. Dr. Anderson, it's good to have you with us. How are you today?
I am doing well. Thank you for having me on the show today. Just always a pleasure to sit and talk with you. So really excited, and thanks for having me here.
Yes, sir. Indeed, our pleasure. Our pleasure to have you here. Now, let's talk about you some. Tell us what you do now, and then later on in our conversation, we'll talk about your background and how you got to where you are. Tell us what you do now at Bowie State University.
So I am the program coordinator for our sport management program at Bowie State. So it is a 4-year bachelor's of science degree program here, and so I teach a few courses. One in particular being the oversee our internships. I also teach independent study and marketing and promotions courses. So really what I do and part of my vision with this program is to provide our students with the skills and knowledge to be able to go and get an entry level job, and hopefully can move up the ladder, and just trying to expose them to different opportunities in the world of sports, where sometimes they may have a tunnel vision or a limited version of what the different opportunities they have. So I really try to expand their horizons on the different opportunities in the world of sports.
hmm Now, a lot of folks still don't quite understand that when we say sport management. We're not talking about teaching phys ed somewhere, right? Which they may end up doing that, but that's not what the focus is, right? And there's nothing wrong. Please, everybody, don't start emailing me saying what's wrong with teaching phys ed, right? That's not my point. But when we talk about sport management, we're talking about roles in college athletics, professional athletics, amateur athletic governing bodies, maybe even YMCA's and things like that, right? That's what we're talking about when we say sport management and a sport management major. Is that correct?
Yeah, so when you look at sport management as a major, it's such a broad degree that provides a lot of different areas that students can obtain knowledge and skills and ultimately careers in. So yes, so you look at if individuals want to be a high school athletic director, some actually may require to get a teaching certification, but some do not. Then there's also, if you want to be an athletic director at a college, there's multiple positions that you can work in athletics at the college level, intercollegiate level. If you want to be a coach, also, if you want to work in professional organizations, there's more than just a coach, a position coach, or a coordinator there. There's behind the scenes, there's business folks, there's marketing folks for all of the different professional organizations. And so you think about it, you get the NFL, the NBA, the WNBA, but you think about like soccer, so MLS, and then also outside of just specific professional and college sports, there's we work with organizations such as like Parks and Rec. So there's a lot of different opportunities that arise in under the umbrella of sport management.
Yeah, and I think it's so important for everyone to hear that and understand it. I was a sport management major, as you know, at Robert Morris University. In fact, that's how we met
Mhm.
through Coach Matt Furjanic, who was the basketball coach at Robert Morris University. And Robert Morris was only one of seven schools that offered a sport management major. And so now it's changed a lot, and so is the landscape of sports itself. You look at all the money that's around, but not only just in the major sports, but so much complexities that go on in so many other areas of sports. Now, let's go back to your background. Take us from high school. Tell us what did you play sports in high school, and were you any good at in anything? Go ahead and tell us. Now, keep in mind, I got the scouting report right here, brother. So if you tell me something, I'm gonna shine it on the screen. Go ahead. Tell us about your high school days, and then we'll talk about college and so forth and how you got to where you are now. Go ahead.
So I try to keep this brief, but just growing up in a small town right on the outskirts of Pittsburgh called Rankin, uh, and Rankin, Pennsylvania, and I grew up playing three sports: baseball, football, and basketball, and I loved them all. I got three older brothers that helped me grow, and honestly that's what I think that made me better, because I was able to play with my brothers, who's one's 5 years older than me, one's seven, and another's 8 years older than me. So I wasn't playing with guys my age initially, just coming out of the house. But so I was able to play three sports, and then as I got into high school, I really wanted to focus on basketball and football. And Matt Furjanic, which is our connection, he was our high school basketball coach, and I just enjoyed playing with him, and just because I know he cared about us, and cared about me as an individual, and worked as hard, and it was good though. Like it was, I just enjoyed learning the game, working hard. That's one thing that I do, is my work ethic. But I knew football was my ultimate dream. So as I'm in high school, I'm playing basketball and football. So my 10th grade year, go through, play both sports. And then my junior year, I ended up getting hurt and had a significant knee injury. And going into my junior year, my goal was to be able to earn a Division I scholarship. And I had some interest in my during my junior year, but towards the middle of the season, I ended up tearing my knee up. And unfortunately, I was not able to finish my junior year nor play basketball and football in my senior year. So that kind of hampered some things. And it really hurt mentally. I think mentally, and besides the physical aspect, mentally it was hard, because my goal was to go get me a Division I scholarship and go play in NFL, and that plan didn't work. But I had enough people around me, such as like Coach Virjanic and my mom and my brothers, that really kept me on track, and kept trying to keep my mind focused. And so I was able to, with my hard work, I had doctors that said I wouldn't be able to play football, compete at a high level. And 2 years, actually, yeah, 2 years from my junior year, I was able to play college ball. So ended up playing at Division II level. Wasn't the level that I wanted to ultimately be, but I'm just thankful I still was blessed to have that opportunity to play.
Hmm. Hmm.
So played football. I was a running back, and like I said, I wasn't at my best, but I still felt I was a good player. And
Hmm.
through my career, just watching coaches, and I was a student of the game, so I felt like, all right, this could be a career for me,
Yeah.
because I
Yeah.
knew, yeah. So I was like, all right, I like football, I like this sport, so I think this is something. I was a health and phys ed major in college,
Hmm.
and I'm like, all right, well, this is a path that I can take to be a coach. And so fast forward, I graduate from Lock Haven University, and trying to find a coaching job, and it's tough, in the field. It's always tough. And I went back to Pittsburgh and wanted to just work in sports, so I sent my resume to down at Three Rivers, which at that time housed the Pirates and the Steelers,
Okay.
and just trying to wanted to work with the Steelers, but then I ended up getting a phone call from the Pittsburgh Pirates in the scouting department and started working there in the scouting department. And I tell you honestly, that was a great experience. I actually got to be in the war room on draft day, so that was a great experience. And honestly, if I just didn't have that passion for coaching football, I probably would have stuck that out. But so I did that for a little bit, and then I had an opportunity to start coaching football. So went out to
Hmm.
Albright College, a Division III school in Reading, PA. Coached 3 years there, and then moved on to St. Francis University, which is a FCS Division I FCS program. Coached, got my master's there, served as a graduate assistant, and then coached for 9 seasons there. And I was getting burnt out from the coaching aspect. I think my boss put a lot of work on me, so I was doing a lot of coaching and administrative part. We had to wear many hats and wanted to get in administration and be a little bit more stable. So I
Hmm.
was afforded the opportunity by our athletic director at the time, and he created a position which was needed, was a facilities director, assistant AD for facilities and operations. So I did that for 10 years, and during that time, I was started to build a family and wanted to look at options. So I went back to school in 2016 and got my doctorate degree in sport management, and decided that I wanted to create more options. And Bowie State came calling after I got my doctorate degree, and I'm here.
Okay. Now, see what I like about you telling your story
Hmm.
is that you are still connected to sports. And
Yes.
you played three sports in high school, right? Football, basketball, and baseball. And you had a passion for that. You loved it. And you figured out a way with the help of others to navigate your way to how to still stay connected in that. And so often I hear high school students, a conversation with them. We say, well, what are you going to do after high school? And they say something like, I'm going to major in, and it's something way off, you know? You're like, what are you majoring in? Oh, I'm going to major in nuclear science.
Hmm.
Oh, okay, great. You like science? Well, not really. Then why are you looking at nuclear science? Right? Why
Hmm.
don't, if more people went for things that they loved, right, that they were
Hmm.
passionate about, it's just my thought. We may have more academic success and more people, pushing things that they really like. Now, I want everyone to know this. Dr. Anderson is a professor at Bowie State University. Bowie State is in Maryland, closer to Washington, D.C. than it is Baltimore. And although we have black and gold colors kind of in the background here, and he's from Pittsburgh, that was a mistake. We didn't do that to suck up to you because you're from Pittsburgh or anything. I don't know why that was done that way, but it was. The Leon Thomas Group is producing this show. I'm Leon Thomas. If you go to our website, theleonthomasgroup.com, you can learn more about us. Now, one of the things I want everyone to know that working this show today as the producer is Karan El Amin. Karan is involved in our racquetball program in Baltimore, racquetballrevival.com. And Karan, just want you to come on and give everybody a real quick wave. There he is, folks. Hey, Karan. You're doing a good job in the background. Thank you for what you're doing. So thanks for being here. And Karan is an excellent racquetball player and says that he wants to be a professional racquetball player. And I'm glad we can give him some court opportunity, but also I'm really proud of the things that he's doing here at the Leon Thomas Group. So thank you, Karan. Thank you for what you do. And now, so that you can focus on the rest of your show, we're going to go ahead and back you out. All right. Thank you. Thank you, Karan. So, Dr. Anderson, what advice do you have for someone that is a high school senior, maybe high school junior, or even someone that's in college? Give us some advice that you would some things, some maybe 3 or 4 points things that would be important for them to know, understand, and appreciate.
Okay, I actually had some couple things I just wrote down.
Uh-huh.
But things that I feel that are important to, for young people, whether you're going into college or early career. But mentors. Mentors is something that I truly believe is very beneficial to individuals, whether you're looking to have aspirations of going to college and careers, different things, even if it's in sports. Try to seek out a mentor, and that someone that's been there, someone that you can lean on. Sometimes your family members may not have be in that role that will be able to help push you and provide that mentorship. So, Eddie, having a mentor is something that I truly believe it will be helpful in your career. Another one is networking. You have to be able to get out and meet folks. You can't. A, a lot of times when people are looking for jobs and finding jobs, it's because someone knew you, and that's how you get connected. And you hear that, you hear it often. And a lot of times you might just send resumes to jobs and don't know anyone there, but then you find out that somebody got a job because they knew someone else there. But networking is extremely key, and that kind of ties into the mentor piece as well. So when I look at, the mentor piece, the networking piece, one another area too, I really, and this is something that I've just had to continue to work on myself, is not being afraid to step out your comfort zone. And this was, I just mentioned to Karan earlier when we spoke, was, initially he didn't have that interest, that love for racquetball, but he gave it a chance, and now he's enjoying it. And you're saying he wants to be a professional at it. So you have to be able to come out your comfort zone and not be afraid to fail. Some of
Hmm.
the greatest people have, failed. You look at all of these entrepreneurs and, successful athletes and CEOs, like they've they've failed before. And, understanding that, okay, you can fail, but then let's get back up and bounce back. So I just feel like that builds character, and being able to say it. So not afraid to fail, uh, being able to step out your comfort zone, networking, and mentorship are four
Hmm.
areas.
Right, right. Thank you so much for that. Now, let me make sure we have them all. The first one was have a mentor,
Yes.
right? The second one is to make sure you build a network,
Yes.
right?
Social
Next
media
is
network.
right, right. Yeah, social media. It's really big, right? Step out of your comfort zone was number three, and then the fourth one I believe is don't be afraid to fail. Right, the four things, and I think even as high school students that can happen. Definitely important for college students to do that.
Yes.
It's interesting you talked about the network part of it, and I was reading an article on LinkedIn that someone in my network posted, and they said that they're a recruiter. And the first
Hmm.
thing she does is goes to LinkedIn to see if that person, that college student, is on LinkedIn.
Hmm.
And if they are, what have they done? Who's in their network? And when she sees nothing, she goes, eh. When
Hmm.
she sees someone that's active there in their network, it gives a second look. So
Yes.
to your point, that network is important. Yeah.
Hmm.
So, Dr. Anderson, we have 30 seconds remaining. We're going to talk a little NFL.
Okay.
Number one, first question. How many wins will the Steelers have this year?
10.
10 wins. You're
10
saying
regular
10,
season wins.
10 regular season wins. Are they going to go to the playoffs? Is 10 wins enough for the playoffs?
It's going to be tough. I think they're going to get in this year. I do.
They
I'm
will
hopeful,
get
but I think
in.
they're going to get
All
there.
right. Folks, this is on record now, Dr. Anderson. 10 wins. They will get in the playoffs.
Yes,
All
with that
right.
seventh position, I think that's gonna get them in the playoffs.
All right. Now, I'm not going to give you Steeler stats. I'm going to tell you
Okay.
what I think the Ravens are going to do. I
Okay.
still say Lamar Jackson will not play a game this year for the Baltimore
Mm.
Ravens. I've been saying that since April. He will not play a game this year. However, the
Mm.
Ravens will go 13-4 regular season and will lose in the AFC Championship game.
Oof. It's a bold
You're
prediction.
you're hearing it from me right here, July 28th at around 1:30 p.m. Let's see what happens.
All right. We'll
Dr.
see.
Anderson, thanks for being with us. Always a pleasure to talk with you. Thanks for spending your time giving high school students, college students some advice, telling us about your background. We appreciate you being here.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
I'm Leon Thomas. That's another edition of Real Thoughts and Conversations. Again, be sure to join us for season number 3, starting on September 5th on Real Thoughts and Conversations. We talk about things that everybody wants to talk about. Sometimes they don't, but we do it in a respectful manner. This is a special edition geared toward our high school and college students that watch the show to help them get prepared for great careers and outstanding success in college. I'm Leon Thomas. Thanks for watching Real Thoughts and Conversations. Take care.